So, hello everyone. Today we're sitting down with Lily, and Lily is a grade 11 Academy student in our program. And we're so excited to be sitting down with her today because she's only in grade 11 and she's already won a scholarship and had success in the program so far. So we're excited to talk to her about her experience for now. We still have time to work with her throughout her whole grade 12 year as well. Yeah, we're gonna sit down and get to know Lily and what her journey's been like so far, so she can help other grade 11 or future students coming into the program. And Lily is from, and I'm gonna butcher the name of your hometown, Saint Hyacinthe, Quebec.
Yeah.
But I probably butchered that. If you want to go ahead.
It's okay. Thanks, yeah, thanks.
No problem.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, Lily, I was wondering if you could start off by just saying what you want to do career-wise and what university you want to go to.
I don't really know what I'm gonna do later, like career, but I know that next year I'm gonna go to the University of Ottawa
Oh,
in globalization and international development.
wow.
So I'd like to work in a non-governmental, like, in, I don't know how to say that in English.
Yeah, kind of like a nonprofit.
Yeah, like I don't know, the maybe like La Croix Rouge or like there's ONU.
Okay.
It's like one. Oh no, ONU. It's like governmental, but that's that's like I don't know. Oxfam Quebec. I don't know if you know that Oxfam.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
like to help people around the world, I guess.
Awesome. Well, I love it. Very mission forward, and it's going to create a great impact for the future as well. So that's fantastic. And you're going to take that program at the University of Ottawa.
Yes.
Awesome. That's so exciting. And so,
Mhm.
since you're in grade 11, will you be starting that also like that program in your grade 12 year?
Actually, because I'm like in Quebec,
Mhm.
I can just skip like grade 12 and go directly to the university so
Wow.
of Ottawa.
Yeah.
Because if I stay in Quebec, I have to go like in Cégep 2 years.
Right.
So I
Right.
just don't want to go to Cégep because I think that it's boring. just I'm just gonna go directly to the university.
Totally. You want to get a head start on everything. I feel ya. Like, why not, right? That's awesome. And so, Lily, I wanted to ask you, where were you at with the scholarship process prior to you even starting the academy program?
Before like entering the academy, okay. So I was searching for lots of scholarships, but it was really difficult because there's not like there's no really scholarships in Quebec.
Mhm.
So I had to go like everywhere, and it was really difficult because I was only like finding the big ones like the Lorraine Scholarship and the TD like Community Leadership
Yeah.
Scholarships, and it was difficult because I didn't know how to make them, and when I found them, it was like 1 week before the deadline. So
Mm.
I wasn't enough prepared, and I didn't know how to like structure my text and my essays. So I was kind of a really lost person
Yeah.
doing that, and I didn't find what I wanted. So that's when I saw you, I think on Facebook,
Mm.
like an advertisement, and I said, oh, this is interesting. So I applied, and actually it works.
Yay!
I made it.
I'm so happy. I feel like a lot of students are in the similar boat as you before they kind of know, what is out there. They see the big scholarships and you think
Mhm.
that, there are a couple here and there. So it's cool to see that you kind of discovered us while you're going into your senior years of high school and that it's been working for you. That's awesome. And
Mhm.
so I wanted to ask you, how did you get to where you're at now? So what steps did you take to be successful?
Like in scholarship applications or
Yeah, it could be scholarship applications, even like university applications.
okay. I think that I had to be organized first because in my head I was able to do like an essay in 1 week, and like the first one I tried, I was like, oh, I won't make it. So I missed a lot of scholarships doing that, thinking that I could be able to do it like at the last minute,
Got you.
and it didn't work. So I had to change my strategy, and so I'm looking for scholarship um way before like the deadline, like
Mhm.
1 month or two if I can.
Yeah.
And I had to be hardworking too because uh my first language is French. So
Mm-hmm.
like doing all the research but in English, because sometimes I have links to websites that are in English, and sometimes all the informations are in English, so it's easier for me to like go on the links, and like writing all the things uh, might be difficult because I don't know all the vocabulary, so I have to do um, lots of research for how to structure my text, how
Mm-hmm.
to have synonyms. So I think that organization and hard working was the best key of my success.
For
But
sure.
are the best keys because right now I think it's working, and it's what like these are the big qualities on which I work, I guess.
Yeah, totally. I agree. I think that a lot of students might not even think about how they have to be really organized and hardworking
Mhm.
and motivated to continue this process because it's not easy. Like you said, you've been looking at
No.
deadlines in advance so that you can stay on top of them and always apply to whatever you can. So I think that's a really good tip for students coming into this program is like, use your Google Calendar or your journal or whatever you need to stay on top of your deadlines and, just stay motivated. And I definitely
Yeah.
see that through your work in the academy. So that's awesome, Lily. That's great that you shared that. And then I wanted to ask you, how has the program helped you?
Um, I think that like the first thing I saw in the program was like making your own brand,
Mm,
and that um, it really helped me because um, they like the academy program teach us how to be like us and how to be authentic,
yeah,
which like we don't learn that at school. We don't learn to be authentic, um, like like you, like how you. I don't know how to explain that. I mean,
yeah,
we know how to be authentic, but we don't know how to talk about her, talk about us, how to like um, valorize what we do, like
yeah.
our curriculums.
Hmm.
And I think that like the academy program made me realize like all the work after school I do is really like um, it does impact. I guess I
Yeah,
don't know how to say that.
exactly. Yep.
So it's one thing that the academy program helped me with, um, and like all the advice about the cover letter and like the resume was really helpful for everything, because I don't like, as a student, it's sure that I don't know everything, and like all those tips, it may be that we know it, but it's like reading them or hearing them, it's like, oh yes, I forgot, and like you apply them to everything you do. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm not sure if I'm clear, but
No,
it's my best actually.
I think that you're nailing it. I think that I'm really happy to hear that you found value in how we go about teaching students how to be authentic in their language. And
Mhm.
like you mentioned before, that's not something that you really learn when you're in your regular English class, because you'll probably be analyzing books or writing research papers, but focusing on helping students really talk about their impact and what they're doing after school and like in the community. I think that's huge and so important. And I'm really happy that you also found value in, the tools that we have in the program as well, like how to write your cover letter, how to write your resume, how to format it.
Mhm.
And because you're right, sometimes you think, oh yeah, I can just write a resume, that's fine. But then
Yes.
you could go to sit down and do it, but you're like, oh, where do I start?
I compared the first like resume and like the final one, and I was like really proud of myself looking at the last one, and I was like, oh, thanks, GrantMe.
Oh, I love that. It's so fun to see your progress from where you started and where you ended up. You're like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
great, Lily. Awesome. And so my last question for you is, what would be your biggest advice for students who are about to start either this program or the scholarship process?
Oh, I think that as a like when you apply, you must bet on quality instead of like quantity,
Mhm.
because um when I entered like the academic program, I thought I could like apply to every scholarship, and actually I think I didn't make it because I was like um rushed at the university scholarship applications. So there's like a bunch of scholarships,
Mhm.
and I didn't have enough time to like all make them. And actually I did it. I make them, like I applied to everyone, every each of them,
Yep.
like, and I was like, when I think of it, I know that I won't have the scholarship because I was too I don't know how to say that. I was too like I wanted to have them all, so I just like made a text that would
Mhm.
fit about like in everything,
Yeah.
and I was like not enough specific, and I tried to be really quick, and that's why I think that we should bet on quality instead of wait we should bet on quality instead of quantity.
There you go.
because because maybe that you want like all the scholarships, but if you like apply to each of them, you won't have any. But if you like have a goal to have and you apply to only one scholarship, but it's like $20,000, you'll have at least $20,000 instead of like zero or one little scholarships. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, like I think like it kind of ties into a lot of what you talked about earlier with time management. And, if you allow yourself the time to really prep for those applications that you find are your highest priority applications, and making sure your essays are being, edited a couple of times instead of rushing to the last minute at the deadline.
Yes,
I totally know where you're saying the quality over the quantity there. Yeah. And I think,
yes.
what ties into that is like your previous discussion with that time management. And I think that's going to be super beneficial for students about to start this process, and learning just take your time with things. If it's your goal to win 20 grand, shoot for it, but then also consider the time management and the motivation that it takes to really go into that, for sure.
Yes. Choosing like the scholarships that talk about subject that interest us is also like really important, because I saw like things on marketing and I was like, I'm not really good at that. And I saw like other things, I think informatical things, and I was like, I do not understand anything about that. So um, I leave those scholarships because I know that the research and like all the writing would be difficult because it's not a subject that interests me.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to go with something that you're passionate about and really excited to work on, for sure. Definitely, I hear you. Well, thank you so much, Lily, for all of your feedback today. It was such a pleasure sitting down with you and just discussing what the program's been like for you and your success so far. So yeah, I want to thank you for your time, and
You're
I'll see
welcome.
you soon. Awesome. Great. Bye, Lily.
Bye.